We are live.
Whoa,
We are
magic.
live. Magic.
Hey, everybody.
Uh,
Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Oh, look, we are live. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do something new and I'm going to do a watch party.
that is
Maybe.
so fancy. Good
I
luck
don't
with
know how
that.
Just
it's going to work.
old people doing things. Just, hey,
Old
we're going to
people
do
doing
this.
things. So, welcome to Wellness Wednesday, everybody. Brought to you by artists striving to end poverty. I'm Dr. Keith Bell, coming to you from my holistic health clinic in Richmond, Virginia. I'm your co host, and our other host is.
Hi, I'm Mary Mitchell Campbell. I work with A Step and I'm a music director and I'm in my office here in New York. And I am introducing the amazing Josh Lamon, who is a very longtime friend of mine and who warranted an NC-17 rating on today's Wellness Wednesday. I want you to know, Josh, congratulations. You are our very first.
You're
I
at
know.
first.
I know my parents are like, God damn it, Joshua. Like, what did you do? And I'm like, yeah, anyway.
And
At first I was like, maybe I shouldn't swear just to say, like, haha.
oh yeah, you were just like, come on and absolutely never say
Just
anything.
talk about Christ. And
Do you really think your parents are surprised?
they always complain. They're like, how many fucking times do you say fuck in your show? And I'm like, I'm going to put you in a home one day and I'm going to choose that home, assholes. So before you get all uppity with me, remember, I'm picking where you end up.
That's
So yeah,
Hmm.
good to go.
anyway.
And this feels like a good moment to say that I'm also going to put a trigger warning on our entire show. Trigger warning. Feel warned.
Yeah, in case I trigger you. Do I trigger people? I guess I trigger people.
Well,
But I'm funny.
I
you
was wondering what a trigger warning is. I was thinking like guns, but now I know. Now I
no,
got it.
now you know. Now you get
Now
it.
Yeah.
I know.
Now
Um,
you know what trigger warnings are. Now you know.
We do. So,
that
Mr. Josh,
So, Dr.
Joshy,
Keith,
you swallowed a lot of Broadway.
yeah, I have. I have a show called Josh Swallows Broadway in case everybody at home thinks I'm a whore, which I am. But yeah, no.
you
Josh
also have
Swallows
a
Broadway
podcast.
is my podcast. Yeah.
So,
And
you and Mary Mitchell have worked on a lot of shows.
Yes, we have. We're bosom buddies from long ago. We met long ago, way before we even worked together.
where do we meet?
We met at Casa Manana when I was doing Godspell and you were on tour with Evita, I think. You were
Hmm.
passing through and Betty Buckley was at the show and I was living my best gay life and I met you. And then our paths, but we didn't like become like best friends or anything until years later.
You were always best friends, Josh.
And in our hearts.
In your hearts. But yeah.
Yes. But we've done two shows together. We've done Broadway shows, Finding Neverland
Yep.
and um and The
The
Prom.
prom.
The
Yeah.
prom. Oh, that was a great show. It was a
Thank
great
We
show.
you.
went to the prom actually when we were there together. It was great.
No, you weren't there. Josh gave me a tour. You were off doing some other show somewhere down the street.
Well, Mary
Okay.
Mitchell's the
Fine.
most busy woman on the planet.
I know. I think she was doing one show and then running to the next show
That sounds right.
down the street.
It's
But
all that's all real. That's all real. So Josh Lehman, have you always been funny?
Yes.
As a small child, were you always funny?
Um, I I don't know if I was funny when I was a kid, but I always was a character, I guess. My biggest inspiration when I was a kid, I guess, was the Muppets. So I used to dance and sing along with the Muppets any chance I got. I was obsessed. And then my mom started taking me to see plays at San Diego Junior Theater, and that's when I really sort of got bit or had my ring of keys moment and was like, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
And then but comedy or just making people laugh was just always my way of making people either like me or not beat me up.
hmm.
Also good. Also
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So you could use it to diffuse a situation
Yeah,
or
of
capture
course.
someone and bring you in.
or both, just because I didn't have self esteem. So it's easier to, laugh at yourself first before anybody else can.
I understand that. I understand that mentality.
Years of therapy made me realize that. Ba-dum.
And you often play comedic characters in shows.
All the time. Nobody lets me play. I got to play a serial killer once, and it was
Huh.
really good.
What was that?
Oh,
Oh,
tell
it
us,
was
tell
some
us.
fringe show. It was really, really dark. Like people would leave in the middle of the show all the time. It was really dark. It was about the chicken coop murders that happened way back when. The movie The Changeling is about it. It's really messed up.
The chicken coop murders? Is that what they were called?
Yeah, yeah, it's
I will
very
invest.
grim.
I had a very sad pandemic turn with trying to get a chicken coop.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mary Mitchell knows about chicken coops. It
I
didn't
don't even
last
think it
very
told
long.
Josh. I had like a momentary chapter in trying to be a chicken farmer during the pandemic.
I could see it, but also why?
Well, you know what? It didn't work out. It
I
turns
mean,
out that was not my
do
gift.
you like eggs that much? If they could make like sog paneer, then I would get a chicken.
If the chicken can make sock paneer,
Yeah, if that's what was in the egg was sog paneer.
then you'd be into it.
Yeah.
Um, cool. Uh, a quote. That's a good quote. But you and I both know a lot of people who do comedy struggle with depression.
No. Funny people? Funny people aren't sad. They don't have sadness. They don't go home and cry. They don't
Hmm.
drink too much. What are you talking about? Yes, no.
I think I read somewhere.
Yeah, no, the great common bond is the like, we're all a sad clown, you know? No, it's true.
Yeah, it does seem to be. It does seem to be kind of like a prevalent thing. Although I think a lot of artists struggle with depression. I also think right now, as we all know, it's it's not the easiest time.
No. What's
You know,
fast? Go ahead, Dr.
no,
Keith.
I was going to ask you, how are you dealing with this time?
Well, it's interesting. As somebody, and we'll get into my, depression later, but as somebody who's used to depression episodes and being able to know that I'm in an episode and be able to reach out to my people and be like, hey, I'm in an episode. I know I'm okay. I know I will get through it, but here I'm at. Here's where I'm at. Rather than now, where there's, you know, my industry is gone. A lot of my identity is wrapped up in what I do, as it is for most artists. And so that is also gone. And then you have people dying, and, all of a sudden, I find myself in a actual depression, not an episode. And that is something that I am not used to.
Hmm.
And so that's not something where you go like, oh, it's okay, this will pass, this is like you're just in an episode. It's like, oh shit, this is what they went through in the 20s.
Right.
This is why the bankers would jump. Like, I get it now. Like, this is what that feels like. And but I do the same things that I do. I reach out to people, I talk to my therapist, my psychiatrist, I keep rolling on as best as I can, whether that means fuck it, I'm gonna eat the pizza or have the drink or whatever. Like, not that those are necessarily healthy things, but if that's what's gonna get me through in that moment, I'm gonna take it.
So, speaking of eating pizza, I'm going to bring this up because you were on Facebook and you ordered food one day. The first time that you ordered dinner and you got it delivered.
Oh, you're
And,
talking about that incident.
uh-huh.
Well, that was different. I suffer from PTSD because I was in a domestic violence, well, okay, I'm a domestic violence survivor where I was almost killed.
Oof.
And so I have PTSD from that. And what happened is very early on in the quarantine, I ordered food from a pizzeria, and the delivery guy came and had no like face mask, no anything, and it was early on and I wasn't having it. I called Seamless and I asked for a refund and they gave it. And then it was late at night, and then later that night these guys got into my building, basically tried to break down my door, were screaming like, "Open the fucking door, give me my fucking," and anyway, it brought me back to a moment in my past, and it was major PTSD. I couldn't leave my apartment for a week. I couldn't look at my front door. Every time I looked at my front door, it brought me back. And it was terrifying to the point that, Jessica Voss, dear Jessica Voss, sent me pepper spray just so I would feel okay.
Oh,
And you can't buy it in New York, which is why she had to send it. Um,
you can't buy pepper spray in New York?
no, it's illegal. Sorry, I hope I don't get you arrested, Jessica. But
No, we don't know. No, there's no Jessica.
yeah, but I also had to face the decision of, do I report them? They know where I live. They also continued texting me till like almost 2 in the morning. Like after the police came.
Wow.
Like
Well, that's why I
so.
bring this up because so many people in New York are going through some difficult times, and it has to be one thing to, like you said, deal with depressive episodes and have people you can reach out to, but a whole other thing when you're at home in your safe zone and something like this happens. So, I mean, my heart went out to you when that happened. So I don't know how you dealt with it, but
Well, we all deal with tough things. We can all do hard shit, and people have dealt with harder. And when you go into those, PTSD is weird. It's a new thing for me. I didn't know that I had it until about 6 months ago. And then all of a sudden the world made sense. It's hard to find the correct team of mental health experts, because not every doctor is the right fit. Not every situation is the right fit. A lot of doctors just sort of like juggle different medicines and see which one works and maybe it doesn't. And because it's not an exact science, you really need to get scientists in there to really work with you. As far as when you were attacked and stuff like that, what the fuck do you do? For me, I couldn't leave my place for a week. My two best friends lived 9 blocks away. They would come over and check up on me at the same time. They had keys. I could not handle somebody buzzing my apartment door. I could not handle somebody knocking. I knew when they were coming up, and I would open the door, and, it was all done with that kind of precision. When I left, I would not leave unarmed. Not like I don't have a gun or anything, but I left with whatever weapon I could have.
right.
Wow.
And, but maybe someday when somebody will try to kill you and then you'll have a PTSD episode and you'll get to have that feeling too. But until
Let's hope
then,
not.
just keep on living like you're living. Because what are you going to do?
Right.
Yeah, well, and I think PTSD is super complicated, right? Because a lot of us have it. I mean, I have it for.
Everybody has it. It's suffering a trauma. And right now, everybody
Is in
in
a
the
trauma.
world,
Everyone's in a
this is a
trauma.
severe trauma. This is going to be some PTSD shit for a long time for everybody, whether they realize it, accept it, or not.
Yeah. No.
Exactly. And actually, that's one of the reasons that we created this Wellness Wednesday is so people could come together and learn techniques. Number one, to realize that we are in a traumatic event, or we're definitely in a time of a crisis and a challenge. For some people, they're going to be able to handle it, and some people aren't. And so that's actually how this Wellness Wednesday happened. But how do you use as an actor? How do you put all of this aside and find that place of humor when you do your characters?
Well,
You're joyful.
will it help if I come into the theater and I'm like, "Are you gonna try to kill me? Huh? Back off! I've got a joke to tell." You know, no, that's not how I live my life. And also, the way that I have a really dark, 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 fucked up sense of humor because that's how I see the world. I
Okay.
laugh at things that most people go, you should not laugh at that. That is inappropriate. And I'm like, that's exactly why I'm laughing at it. Because it's okay to laugh at the most horrible things, because that is a great way of coping. Like I make jokes that about things that should not really be joked about, but I don't put them on Facebook or Twitter. This is for me. Like,
Mhm.
comedy is my way. And the world is horrible. So you have to laugh. Everything is terrible. You have to laugh.
It's yes, well, yes. I'm a
It's
big fan of
true.
humor.
Like, Jesus Christ. Everything around the world is like, what next?
Yeah.
Yes. Did you see the bubonic plague is coming?
Yes, but good news is that, we can pretty much cure that. If your doctor knows what it is. If not, they'll just be like, I don't know what oh, you're dead.
Oh shit,
Hey,
she had the plague.
she had the plague. Next we're gonna have like fucking rabid donkeys with like laser eyes. Like, it's just, who knows?
Yeah, I'm waiting for frogs.
Frogs.
Frog.
No, Mary Mitchell, we have frogs. We have frogs down here in the south. We have this little frog that comes visits every night.
But it's supposed to rain frogs, I thought.
Uh,
Like the plagues.
It could happen.
It
It
could
could
happen.
happen.
Anything can
It
happen.
could happen, and your ass will be the one with the laser-eyed donkeys because you're going to decide one day, I don't want chickens anymore. I want a damn donkey, and you're going to get the one with the laser eyes, and then we're going to
That
have to
would be
call.
very aced up. You'll plow and grow food for your kids in India. Send them boxes of carrots and onions and potatoes.
It'll be well appreciated.
Yeah, I made these for you. This one signed by Chris and Chenoweth.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
It
yeah.
def-
I
oh, wait
love
a minute,
her,
it
by the
wasn't.
way.
Josh constantly makes up songs, and everywhere we've been, I feel like we've had a constant
Yeah,
improv
it's
song.
it's what we do. Yeah,
It's definitely a thing.
it's a
Um,
tradition.
we're gonna come back to the depression thing, but I want to take a second to say before the food incident happened in May. Is that right?
Oh God, I don't know.
Because it was after the Sondheim concert, wasn't it?
Yes, I think.
Because I don't know if you know this, Keith, but he was in the finale of the Sondheim concert in the most amazing outfit.
I saw it.
Can you just tell everyone about your amazing?
Well, actually, I had three amazing outfits because I sent them a tape. I sent them a tape giving you costume choices, comedic moments, comedic beats, but they picked many seconds of me in the caftan, which is fine, but they didn't even use the good joke part, which was a little like, who edited this? Paul? Paul, was that you? I've
Yeah,
got
Mayor
some
Mitchell,
beef
who
with
edited it?
Broadway.com. Anyway, sorry I'm not Andre DeShields. It's a sad song. It's a wonderful song. Yeah, anyway.
You had a caftan. Yeah, the moment you're speaking of that I believe I did see is you feeding pills to your cats.
They did not show that part, which was the funny part. I had some pills it was cat food, but it was me like feeding myself and the cat's pills, and while singing I'm Still Here. And yeah, no, they didn't use that part. They used something before that, but
It was beautiful.
shame on them.
It was a beautiful.
Yeah.
Where did I see that? Oh, I guess I saw it on your Facebook.
I did release the tape.
You released the tape.
Yeah.
The full unedited.
Yes, I did. I had to. It was my duty.
Well, you know what? I do want to say, since this is Wellness Wednesday, that what you were talking about laughing, there is lots of research that says even laughing at inappropriate things boosts your immune system, it lowers stress hormones, decreases pain, relaxes the muscles, and prevents heart disease. The other thing it does is it burns calories.
I don't believe that last one. I laugh a fucking lot, and that's nonsense. You're
The
a
research
liar.
is out there, Josh. You
Dr.
swallow
Keith is
Broadway.
You're fake news.
If
You're
you
a
were going to
liberal
go around
commie.
Yeah.
swallowing Broadway, then you need to laugh more or either spit.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I do a lot of laughing. I do a lot of laughing at inappropriate things.
When I was in India, they had these laughing circles that would happen in the early mornings. If you went like on a walk, you would like see people in circles. And I was like, what's happening? Because I thought they were telling jokes I didn't understand. But it turned out that they were actually just in circles laughing because they felt like it was healthy to laugh.
Yeah,
It
there's
does work.
something called laughter yoga. I saw it on Wife Swap. It was really weird.
Laughter yoga?
Yeah, where they all get together and they're like, ha 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 ha. You
Yeah.
know,
There
Okay.
is laughter yoga.
I had no
There
idea.
is.
I've only
Yes.
done yoga with goats.
seen that too.
Yeah, yeah. Um, can you tell us about Bloody Bloody Angela Lansbury?
Yes, well, it was that until we got a cease and desist. Now it's bloody bloody Jessica Fletcher.
I'm
Dame Angela Lansbury did not like us using her name. But it is it's a new musical that I co-wrote, which it's Murder She Wrote, but it's sort of like Book of Mormon meets Murder She Wrote. It is hilarious. It is wrong in every way, and it's fabulous. So that should be coming off Broadway when this is done.
so soon.
Yeah, yeah. Hal Luftig's office picked it up, and we love him, and he loves it. So soon, I hope.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah,
You also were in Groundhog Day,
I was.
which I came and saw you in.
Yeah, you did.
So good.
Thanks.
So good. Um, do I remember correctly that you guys had the set? I know you had a lot of issues with the set,
Mm-hmm.
that it kept breaking,
Oh, yes.
like frequently.
Like more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had the
Did you
set was.
laugh your way through those moments as well?
Yeah, eventually you had to. Because it was like, I mean, what didn't go wrong? First preview, five turntables just stop, and we have to do like a concert presentation. And then, like, press night, Andy Carl tears his ACL, and it's like, what next? What else is gonna happen? So yeah, you had to like make jokes and find ways to make it work.
And then you and I did the prom, and we also had like a crazy opening night.
Crazy.
Crazy.
All
It's
right, tell us. Tell us more. What happened?
Go for it, Mary Mitchell.
well, there was a random snowstorm
Yeah.
in what was the date of our opening?
I forget, but like people couldn't get there.
At
Like
the
somebody
time,
in the
it was
pit
not
couldn't get
anticipated
there.
snowstorm, I will say. There was an incredibly crazy 1 day massive, like almost blizzard.
Well, at least
And
it wasn't frogs.
it's true, it wasn't frogs, but people could not get to the theater, as in the people in the show could not get to the theater.
And people
Ah,
that like ran the show couldn't get to the
People that
theater.
ran the show couldn't get to the theater, and
People that played the show couldn't get to the theater.
who were in the orchestra could not get to the theater. The people, what, 3 people in the orchestra never got to the theater.
Oh my God. Yeah, Casey Nicholaw came backstage and did a fashion show runway, taking pictures of everybody in the cast doing like their own fashion show runway just because it was
Because we
the
were
only
waiting.
thing we could do.
Yeah, because we were just waiting. It was very exciting. But yeah, so there's always like a fun, sort of stressful, you never know what's going to happen
Yeah.
ever in live everything. Which is where I feel like, people like you are like the best because you sort of come forward and entertain.
It's fun. It's not, like I love doing what I do, but the most important thing to me is the people. I like the people more than anything. And there's nothing like show people. Um, we're a different class of people. We, it's just a different family than the outside world. And that's why I'm there. And that's my chosen family. And so for me, like, I just love connecting with the people. I get to the theater early so I can check in, like, with everyone
Yeah.
before I have to get ready.
And I will say, you're really good about other people's mental health. Like I've like as a person on the receiving end, like you're always good about checking in to see how people are doing. And like Josh is one of those people who will say, "How are you doing?" and then you'll say fine, and then he'll say, "How are you really doing?"
Yeah, I'll be like, I
Like
don't believe
follow
that.
up with like really.
Hmm.
Well, I remember I was in Germany and I found out that Europeans hate it when Americans are like, "How are you?" Because they're like, "That's so fake and Western. You don't know me. You don't care how I am." And I'm like, "It's not fake. I really genuinely do care how you are. And I'm going to prove it to you. Sit down with me and take off the lederhosen. Let's slip into something a little more comfortable and let's talk about our feelings."
What's more comfortable than a lederhosen?
A lot of things.
But yeah, no, but you're really good about that, about talking about feelings. And what advice do you have for people who are struggling with depression?
To talk about it. You have to talk about it. You don't have to become a poster child for it. You don't even have to call somebody, but reach out to somebody that you love and just say, "Hey, this is where I'm at right now. And I don't want you to worry. I just want you to know that this is where I'm at." And that's one easy little step you can take. The next is it's okay. It's okay if you're in a depression or if you're really feeling depressed. Guess what? You're nailing it. You are so fucking nailing it. Like, just the only way out is through.
Hmm.
And it's okay to be uncomfortable. What's good is that you're feeling the things. And it sucks. And that's okay. It's okay that it sucks. So what? So what? Have the ice cream. Have the whatever. It's today. There's tomorrow. There's the next. Today is gonna be fucking sucky. And fuck the world. That's okay. But you'll get through. And then, of course, I'm a big proponent for therapy um, and psychiatry. However, I am not a big fan of psychiatrists who don't take much of an interest and just listen to your symptoms and give you a pill.
Hmm.
I believe that it is a science. My team took a long time for me to find. But,
You went through several people.
well, I have my therapist, which is great, but my psychiatry team does something called TMS and EEG. And what they do is they test your blood, they do scans of your brain and brain waves. And they're able to look at the areas of your brain that are maybe functioning too much or fighting with each other to function, or if you have OCD, or what's happening and what areas need to like calm down a bit. What's fighting with what, or what in your genetics is not good for certain medicines. Which is something that you're not going to know if you're just talking to a patient.
Right.
Right.
So, because of that, it's been a much better journey for me.
Because they were able to really pinpoint like how to help you.
Yeah, and it's still not an exact science. We're still communicating and figuring it out. It's a day by day thing, but it's not an exact science because everybody is different. And every case is different, you
And that's
know?
what medicine should be about. I mean, it should be personalized. Can you talk a little bit about what changed when you found the team that helped you?
Yeah, well, for me, my kind of depression is actually a very common one, though nobody really knows about it. It's called suicide ideation. It is a form of OCD. And it's also a big thing. Uh, it also has a lot to do with addiction. And suicide ideation is when you're in a depressive state, your thought is about suicide. It does not mean that you're suicidal, but it's an OCD thought that repeats and repeats and repeats, and it doesn't stop repeating
Hmm.
until you are out of your depression. Now, when I was younger, now these things that happen to us, depression, bipolar, a borderline, whatever it is, they don't get better as you get older. They get worse unless you treat them, right? So my depression was going from like, a few days here and there to like a week to 2 weeks to a month where I'd be sitting in these episodes. But in the episodes, I'm dealing with suicide ideation. So that is a 24-hour reel of
Mm-hmm.
suicidal thoughts
Wow.
where I know I'm in an episode. I know I'm not suicidal. I'm talking to my close friends and my therapist and all this about it. But I know that I'm in a good place now where I'm almost 40. I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years. I don't know where I'm going to be in 10 years. I know that the time to fight it is now. And I learned that it is a very common thing. And for whatever reason, it is not addressed.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked back and I've been having suicidal thoughts ever since I was a kid. And so this is a form of OCD.
Mm-hmm.
And TMS is like a magnet treatment that stimulates different areas of your brain. And so what we're doing now is relaxing the OCD side of my brain, calming it down, which also calms down things like addiction, um, and stimulating the left side of my brain, which is the more like creative side of me, rather than the right side of my brain.
Wow.
Um, so that is what we're doing. We're also using different medications based on my brain waves and blood, you know, DNA, whatever that they did. And it's been good. It's a journey, but and it's a commitment. But nobody's gonna choose it for you.
Right.
Right.
That's very powerful though to like let people know that I mean it's brave to talk about, right? Because it's important to that people know that they're not alone if they are struggling.
It is. I've always been. Some people, I guess, I might be a little TMI for them because I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. Blah, 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 I'm all these things, but nobody talks about these things, and I think that that is so stupid. It is so dumb. Why don't we talk about these things? Why do we call people who have committed suicide selfish? Why? Why are they selfish? They were in pain. What they did was not cool. What they did, yeah, that was selfish. But they're not evil. They were suffering. They were not able to get help, the help that they were needed. That's not anybody's fault. But if you really want to end suicide, it's not going to happen by wearing a ribbon. It's not going to happen by posting like a number somebody can call. It's going to happen by having conversations that are uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen by somebody hearing the conversations, seeing it in themselves, and making a choice to go get help. They don't have to be like me and go on podcasts to like, talk about their story. That's fine. I don't care. I'm open and I think people should know about it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my journey. That's not everybody else's. And at the same time, I am getting a lot of treatment and I do take my mental health very seriously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to live my dreams, which I've been living for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And do you feel like the OCD stuff has you said that they were calming down that part of your brain? Has that
Yeah, it's interesting because like I never thought about it before, but I would be, whenever I'd walk, I'd suddenly start counting. I'd be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and just like counting and then I'd catch myself counting. It's like little stuff like that where just these repeat thoughts keep going on, and or like if you get upset by something and you cannot let it go, you cannot stop thinking about that thing, and then you wake up and you're still thinking about that thing. That is OCD. That is your brain not being able to let go when all of these things should be equal.
Mm-hmm.
You
And for
should be able
people,
to. Oh, go ahead, Dr.
no, I
Keith.
was going to say for people who are listening, OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. And it is when you get caught in a loop and you cannot stop you obsessing about a thought or a feeling. So I just wanted to make that clear for people
Yeah,
listening.
sure. And by obsessing, I mean you're not like,
Hmm.
but it's just, I mean, that's just what it is. You can't let go of it. And there is a lot of belief that a lot of addiction is based around OCD.
Mm.
So that kind of treatment can help with people struggling with different addictions as well.
Do you think that becoming an actor and a comedian and stepping outside of yourself into a role, were you able to step outside of the OCD for a few minutes or an hour or two?
No, I'm always myself,
Okay.
but it's not like I become a role and like I'm cancer free. But I always put myself into whatever role I'm playing. Like when I would get to play Barry in the prom, I got to be me. I was still Barry Glickman, but I got to be it as me, as if that was me. And same thing with Sheldon. Like I think I'm good at being me, at being different versions of me,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah, Meryl Streep, I believe, was famously quoted as saying, "In each character, you find the part that is you." So basically, you are
I'm
You're Meryl Streep.
Meryl. Fuck.
Streep, and I think that's what we've learned today.
That Josh is Meryl Streep
Josh
or
is
what?
Meryl Streep.
I fucking want that on t-shirts. I want everybody in the community to wear it. I want there to be an official A-Step apology about my video not being featured enough in the Sondheim concert, and then I want Josh's Meryl Streep in quotes.
I will I will investigate all of those demands.
You
And
can do that, Mary Mitchell. You have power.
You have the power. I'm just saying.
I do know some people. Um, I wanted to point out you did a new brain and got very amazing reviews from that beautiful performance. And you also got to work with our friend Jonathan Groff.
Yeah, sure did. I love him. What a good boy.
So I'm
I'm
going to bring it back to spit. Did he spit on you?
Oh God, no. No, I watched some of Hamilton. I mean, I saw the play, a few times, so I've seen it. But I saw him, and yeah, I know that he spits, but also, no, I think that was a character choice because he was like drooling like a demon. I'm
and
pretty sure that was a character choice. He doesn't spit like that. And I think, yeah, no, he's an actor. He's a really, 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 really good actor.
he is a
Hmm.
really good actor.
And whether you agree with the choice, that is subjective.
I thought it was a character choice too because you could see a lot going on internally while he's doing that character.
He's brilliant, and beyond all that, he's so kind, and I miss him. And
He's one of the loveliest humans.
I'm
Yes.
sure, I mean, he's down riding horses right now, right? Just like living his best life.
I
At
actually
least he was when I
I heard
texted
a rumor
him.
he's working on a movie,
Oh, okay.
but we'll see. I don't know. I probably can't talk about it. I'll tell you later.
Okay. Okay.
But
I thought he
um,
was at his folks' house.
I think he was at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe he may have moved. Um, Question for you. This is probably the most important question of our entire time together. Who is your favorite music director?
Mary Mitchell Campbell.
Okay, great.
She's a music director?
She's a music savant. And
That
she's
was
also a little passive aggressive, which is
Oh
fun.
my gosh, I forgot about this. Okay, Keith, you're gonna love this. So when when I would, I will say I come by passive aggressiveness. I'm from the South,
You're from North Carolina.
North Carolina. I come by it honestly,
It's barbecue and passive aggressiveness.
passive aggressiveness. And so when I would be rehearsing a cast that say perhaps Josh was in, I would constantly do things that were passive aggressive, but I would know that they were passive aggressive, so I would call them out and we would all laugh about it, humor to diffuse, while still sort of maintaining lots of details. So I would say things like, well, why don't we do it this time with good diction? It's like that kind of stuff. And then I would say passive aggressive, music direction. And so then we came up with the name Pam.
Pam.
And we named me Pam, which stood for passive aggressive music direction. And then Josh wrote me a theme song. I literally have forgotten all about this.
All I remember is it don't take no detective to know she's passive aggressive. It's Pam. The D is silent.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. I really, I had that coming to me for asking the question.
Oh wait, I don't mean to cause friction. Now do it again with diction. It's Pam. The D is silent. Tick tock. This is a change. Tick tock. This is a change. Tick tock.
Yes, I was constantly saying, okay, guys, this is a change. Because there's always one person in every cast, Keith, who wants to say,
Mary Mitchell,
Yeah?
is this a change? This is a change, right? Because at AirT we did this.
Yeah,
So
you're doing it differently now.
this is a change. Okay, thanks.
You're speaking a language I do not know. I
It is
know all
okay.
about somebody's OCD and depression and all of that
You were
stuff.
like, you had
But,
me there.
I mean, what are you changing into?
We're making changes
Drag?
to the show.
To the music.
We're making
Okay.
changes to the show. The writing of the show is changing. This is
Gotcha.
weird. That's what we're dealing with. Okay, I think it's time for lightning round.
It's
That's-
lightning round. It's lightning round.
Keith's gonna wear a tiara in your honor, Josh.
Okay.
So apparently I wear tiaras during lightning round.
I can hold up interesting books about depressing subjects. I don't know.
You don't need
Here we
to.
go.
You don't need to.
Okay.
Just answer the questions. You know.
All right,
Honestly.
Josh, here we go. What's your
Okay.
favorite thing about... Oops, sorry. Start over. It's time for a
Meep.
change. What is your favorite thing to do for self-care?
Talk to people on the phone.
What do you do first thing in the morning? G-rated.
Coffee.
What's your favorite food?
Pizza.
Beach or mountains?
Beach. I was so offended. Beach.
I know that was
Beach.
so angry.
Beach, bitch. Where do you think of as home?
New York.
What do you do when you're angry? Or how do you deal with anger?
Have a drink.
What sound do you love?
Music.
And if you are a spice, what spice would you be?
Scary spice.
She
I
a
don't know what
spice
fucking
girl.
spice I'd be. I'd be pepper. I don't know. That's like, I got in so much trouble during Emoji Land because they couldn't get, they had like maybe one or two actual journalists there at opening night. One or two, maybe. The rest were just these really nice kids that have like theater blogs. Like really, really nice kids that I know from like the stage door. And I'm like, what are we doing here? And every question was like, if you were an emoji, which one would you be? And by the end, I was like, I'm sorry, I can't answer that. It's a stupid question. But have a good night. And I just felt evil. The poor like press people were like, Josh Lamon, you're a monster. And I was like, do your job better, and I won't have to be a monster. Happy
Josh,
opening.
what emoji would you be?
Yeah, I want to know what emoji you would be.
No, they took away the ones that could make it look like you were shooting yourself. Because I used to love sending that one.
Okay. I got
See,
you.
dark humor.
We're going to
Dark
stick
humor.
with the theme here.
You stick on a
See,
thing.
dark humor. It's okay to laugh. You know, my favorite, I love saying things like when somebody's like, can you do this? And I'd go, I would rather bathe my mother. And she's been dead for 70 years. But, you know, she hasn't been dead. She's alive and well. But, like, you have to just laugh at funny, fucked up things. Like, I could do that after I take my life. But I could do it. Sure, why not?
This feels very on brand.
But yeah, you know
We're
me.
on brand.
This is what Mary Mitchell and I do.
This is why this was an NC-17.
I know. I'll call her up and I'll be like, "Hey, what are you doing this week?" No, cool. Can you come pick up my cats? I don't think I'm gonna be around anymore. I just need to listen. You can have the condo, and I've got some stuff in the fridge. You'll like it. Anyway,
Yeah, what's in
you.
the fridge?
just some, pizza dough and refrigerator leftover dreams.
Oh.
I just came up with that.
Very
What's in the
improv.
fridge? Leftover dreams.
Leftover
Oh
dreams.
my God. All right. Well, you're the loveliest for coming to
I
this.
love you so much, Mary Mitchell. Dr. Keith, I love you too, Doctor. You got any single friends that a chubby chasing that happen to be doctors too? Send them my way, giving them brisket boobies. Hey,
I'll do it.
need to
I'm
get
sure I
married
could.
to a rich man, yeah. Married to a rich man.
This is going so well.
Listen, that's what I want. I want to be married
Okay.
to a rich man.
All right.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let
Love
me
you.
check into this.
Okay, cool.
Keith has an assignment. Dr. Keith has an assignment.
And Mary Mitchell has an assignment.
Excuse me, are you rich? Do you mind heavy-set boys?
He's going to lead with those questions. It's going to be
Good. Do I have a man for you?
Oh yeah. Do you have any requirements? Just money.
I want them to let me travel on my own.
Okay.
And I will only give them, I will give them and only them my emotional intimacy.
Okay. We gotcha.
Just that.
Just
Very
that.
loyal. Very loyal.
And over Zoom.
Great.
I'm just kidding. I'm not no, baby, you're the only one, baby. If you're watching this, baby, gonna cover me in gold, baby.
Okay. I'm going to take this off.
It's NC-17. I'm making you earn it.
You are making me earn it.
Come on, donate to A-Step and I'll take off my hat.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Donate to A-Step. Thank you, A-Step, for having us
Um,
here.
Thanks, everybody, for being here.
I'll take off my shirt if you donate to A-Step.
All right. Loving you guys. I'll talk to you another time, Josh.
So next week, next week,
You want to
we're
tell
going to
us-
be back next week. We're going to have legendary talk show host and Emmy award-winning person Ricky Lake. And Abby
What?
Epstein.
Yes,
Yeah,
Ricky-
Ricky Lake.
I want
See
to
you.
come on.
I know you wanted to come next week, so come back. We'll have you do the lightning round with Ricky Lake.
Oh my God, I would love that. Great, done. It's done. Mary Mitchell looks petrified.
I know. Now we're going to have to put another NC-17.
Great.
Don't make me keep on going. Do I get to do the Ricky Lake show? Say yes, mama, yeah.
Okay, great. Can't wait.
Ricky Lake and Abby
next-
Epstein.
Ricky Lake. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good
Happy Wellness Wednesday,
Stay well.
y'all.
Stay well.